G'day legends, welcome back to another episode. Today we're at Lincoln National Park and we're doing a pretty cool tour.
So pretty much Australian coastal safaris are going to have us today, and they're going to show us all around the area, educate us a little bit about what it's like out in this country out here, and hopefully we get to see some animals and some pretty specky views. So
I'm going to introduce you to David.
And yeah, he's going to take us today and be our tour guide, so can't wait to do that. This is a super special tour, and it's very restricted on numbers, as you'll see in a minute. We travel around in his luxury Land Cruiser and yeah, see a lot of things. So let's get into today.
First part of the tour is out the back at the Wanna Sand Dunes in the Port Lincoln National Park. You won't see another soul out here. You'll learn about the flora and fauna in the area, and if you're lucky and Dave spots a school of salmon out on the beach, he'll flick a few rods around and hopefully get a few fish. No two tours are the same with Dave, and he makes it super personal, teaches you anything you want to know, and has extensive knowledge on the area.
November, where it's obviously not fathomable to do so.
Yeah.
I'm going to reverse up there because I like to keep things straight so we don't. This should be pretty good because it's all nice and firm because of the rain.
Yeah.
Get up here and you can't see over the crest of the slope.
It's actually pretty deceptive because we do sandboarding from here and people shit themselves because about right here. A bit more. So, 6 to 12 months because of borders closure and everything like this, is that we've only been able to get people from Adelaide here.
Yeah.
And this
Blown away.
yeah, and that's because they're just not used to all these different things, scenery, seafood, the wildlife, and then beaches as well, without anyone else on them. Days, but there's a bloke called Adam Borthwick who came across here, sailed across from Peeblesshire in Scotland with his wife and 3 very, very small or young daughters to come here, and he started his life as a Australian life as a sheep farmer right here. So this is in 1842, so Port Lincoln was only just settled in 1839, so 3 years, and he had the choice of pretty much everything around Port Lincoln, but he chose to settle here. So in about 20 minutes I'm going to ask you, why do you think he decided to settle here? So just hold that for a bit of a thought.
This is pretty cool. So Dave's taken us into a private property here, and he's showing us a colony of koalas that were introduced here from Kangaroo Island. Originally there was 6, and now they have just breeded and flourished in this massive habitat they've got here. Dave reckons it's because they've got 3 or 4 different types of foliage to munch on that in such good health, and it's not hard to see how well they're going out here. It's absolutely amazing. This tour is sick. So you learn everything about the land, the foliage, the animals, literally everything. We were just playing in the sand dunes before, and now it feels like we're out in the bush, and he's showing us a private property, so you literally get everything in this tour. Anyway, this is what they call drop bears for anyone that's not from Australia.
And this is the first time we're seeing them in the wild, because we don't get them in the wild in Western Australia.
Nah, so there's no such thing as drop bears in WA, but here in SA there is, and one's just in this tree just here. And yeah, when they get drunk on the eucalyptus trees, they fall out and scare the shit out of people. So that's your drop bear, and that's what they're all about. So they aren't a myth, and they're everywhere.
We are finding koalas in the wild, and if this isn't Australia's best native habitat for them, I'll go he. He will generally go up higher than a tree, higher in the tree. They're not quite as nimble as a monkey, but they will still use their arms and go from branch to branch, like that one basically did there. And they move incredibly quick.
They're such cool animals. This is literally the coolest thing we've ever done. Like, cannot believe that these koalas are just roaming around in the wild. I feel like everyone else in Australia is going to be like, what are you two on about? But We don't see anything like this in WA. It's so cool. And like the little males and the sound they make, like we've never heard that in our lives. So this is really, really cool.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden.
Red one's sour, purple one's really sweet.
Oh wait, the red one.
Golden, golden things.
Yum, these are so
Gold hair,
Look at that big one.
gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden. I'll follow only golden.
This is just because there hasn't been too much circulation, but normally when you come in here, it's a lot cooler than what it is outside. See, look at the thickness of these walls here, and that's a dead giveaway of why it's cooler, because this limestone's a great insulator.
Yeah.
And so a bit of a recent addition here with the paved floor. So we just would have been a dirt floor beforehand.
And I noticed the Kmart rug in there.
Is there?
Yeah, on the bed.
Feel it coming in. Golden, golden. I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things.
Hey, thanks for having us, mate. It's
No
been
worries,
an
mate.
absolute pleasure.
Anytime.
If you guys want to find these mob, Australian Coastal Safaris, they're in Port Lincoln, come down, say g'day and get one of their tours. They do a range of tours and one's going to be there to suit your needs. So come down, say g'day to these guys. It's been an absolute sick day. Thanks for having us.
Good,
eh?
mate. Cheers. Good stuff.
Thanks heaps for watching today, guys. We had so much fun today at the Australian Coastal Safari Tour.
It was amazing to finally be passengers. Well, I'm always a passenger, but both of us to be passengers and just get driven around for the whole day. And like being with a local, David knew his stuff and he knew exactly where he was taking us and was able to give us a bit of local knowledge. So that was amazing, and it wasn't just us driving around having no idea where we're going.
And if we did that tour justice, we'd literally have like 2 hours of footage to show you. He was showing us emu tracks, emu poo, like so much information. We definitely won't remember all of it, but some definitely does retain. And then we had a nice cheese putter and picnic right at the end there. He showed us one of the best wild habitats for koalas in the, I would say in the world, but they are native to Australia, so that's a pretty stupid thing to say. But
opinion.
yeah, anyway, we saw probably 100 koalas. It was absolutely amazing, and you definitely won't see that unless you go see them at Australian Coastal Safaris. So they were nice enough to do this off their own back, and they're absolute legends in there. So if you are in Port Lincoln, definitely go in and see them. They have a lot of tours, and chances are they've got one for you. So anyway, guys, thanks heaps for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.